Good afternoon all, hope you're all keeping well. Christian here from Property Advice TV, episode number 3. If you've watched 1 and 2, all I can say is thank you for tuning in. If you haven't watched any of our episodes so far, you know what to do. Please click subscribe at the bottom for alerts to all the up and coming episodes. Because if you're interested in the property market in general, you're currently selling, you're currently buying, you're looking to rent, looking to start a portfolio, looking, maybe interested in conveyancing or some advice, same with mortgage brokers, I'm very confident that all of this content will come in handy for you, if not at least some of it that you'll be able to use, if not now, definitely in the future. So once again, thanks for tuning in, and remember, click subscribe at the bottom of this page. So, today what we're going to talk about is the buy-to-let industry. So, if you're looking to buy your first buy-to-let property, you're looking to build a property portfolio. You currently have got 1 or 2, but you're looking to diversify and grow it. Please watch on, because I'm very, very confident that you'll be interested with this content, on this episode. So, let's talk about this. There are 2 types of landlord. 2 different types. You may not know it, but you're going to be one of them. You may think you're both, but you won't be getting both of the rewards, because there isn't such thing. I'm very confident of that. One landlord. Let's start with the first. And those are the landlords, or landladies, that are focused more on capital appreciation. So they want to see their properties grow significantly in value over the fullness of time. So they want to see their investment potentially double in the next 10 years. Or they maybe even look it to go threefold in the next 15 years. Generally, these properties are those properties that are in the more, let's say, sought after areas. Those postcodes that have always had a stigma for high valuations. That is generally going to continue, and landlords or landladies will focus on those areas because there's more reassurance of capital appreciation. So they know that in 10 years' time, that house is going to be worth more than what they paid for it. And furthermore, not that I always agree, they'll also believe they'll get a better quality tenant. Again, not my thoughts, but a lot of the public thoughts. And if you've got a better tenant, the turnover of tenant is less, the hassle is less, the amount of time needed to put into it is less unless you use a letting agent. Overall, it's an easier experience and it takes less time. And like I said, the house is going to go up in value on a percentage terms more than others. So why is there another type of landlord, you're asking? Why isn't that? Why shouldn't I buy a property that's going to do that for me? Well, the second type of landlord stroke landlady will focus on another thing, and that is the yield. The yield the property is going to generate on an annual basis. So what's a yield, you may ask? What is a yield? Please comment on the video if you've got your ideas on what a yield is. So basically a yield is the percentage of rental return, the property gives you based on the value or the price you pay for the property. So let's go easy maths because I'm not very intelligent. So if you buy a house for £100,000 and that property generates £10,000 a year in rent, the yield is 10%, because obviously 10,000 of 100,000 is 10%. 10% yield, may I add, is very, very strong return, and it is the kind of return that investors that buy properties to generate a good yield will work on. But how many properties do you know out there that you can pay £100,000 for and get £10,000 a year in rent, nearly £1,000 a month, or even you pay £200,000 for the property and you get 20 grand a year, nearly £2,000 a month? How many properties, unless it's HMO, so let's forget a house of multiple occupancy, we're not about that, this is just single places of residence. How many houses do you know that will give those kind of returns? They are out there, but we're going to need to talk about slightly lower values. So if you're looking to invest, and the areas you're looking to invest in, the property prices are like 150,000. There is no way, I'm very confident, I'm 99% confident, that that £150,000 house isn't going to return you 15 grand a year. It's probably going to be more like, roughly speaking, £700 a month, so £8,400 a year on 150, so we're talking more like 6%, not 10. Not good enough for someone who's looking for a good yield or a strong yield, but maybe good enough for an investor that's just buying houses because they want strong capital appreciation. If you're looking for a good yield and you want 10% return, you're going to have to focus on the terrace properties of like £50,000 that'll give you 450 quid a week, 50 quid a month, sorry. Those are the kind of houses that you want. And let's look at it this way. If you buy two of those at 100,000, so you buy one at 50, another at 50, your total outlay is 100, they're going to give you £900 a month for that £100,000 outlay. Whereas you just bought one property in a better area at £100,000, that's probably going to return you £750 a month instead of 900 that the two at 50,000 are going to return. Now sorry, I may have talked a bit too quick there and I may have lost you, but hopefully I haven't, because it is quite easy maths. And those are the two types of landlords. So where I'm going with this is, before you dip your toe into the buy-to-let market, or if you've currently got one and looking to buy a few more, work this out yourself first. Do you want those houses in the more desirable locations? Are you happy to invest more money because you know in 10 years' time it's going to be worth a lot more because it's built on some soil that's always had a good reputation for a capital appreciation? But remember, the return's not going to be as good. Or are you wanting strong return per year, but you're not bothered about the fact that your 50 grand house in 10 years' time is not going to be worth £100,000? Those are the two things you've got to think about before buying your first buy-to-let property or your next buy-to-let property to grow your portfolio. So remember, do you want good yield or do you want safe return? That's the conclusion to take from this video. Remember, please click subscribe. We're going to talk more about buy-to-let properties in a bit more detail in the next video. So again, if you subscribe, you'll get an alert to watch the video. Stay tuned, stay safe, and thank you.